So our first model is Jane. As you know, she's had gastric bypass surgery 8.5 years ago and has lost 165 pounds. Our next model is Laverne. She's our support group leader. And she had a gastric bypass 26 years ago and has lost 120 pounds. Our very own Laverne, our support group leader, who's been with us from the very beginning and has been awesome. She's been to every support group meeting, and I think, you built the support group. And we are just so lucky to have you to be a part of our program. So Laverne had surgery 26 years ago. She actually had an open gastric bypass, and she's been able to keep off 120 pounds. She had diabetes prior to surgery, which she doesn't have anymore. And this is her testimonial. Since surgery, I see myself as more fulfilled and content. I have a very supportive family. I'm healthier, I'm more active, I'm happier, and now that I'm more in control of my weight, I'm more confident in other areas of my life. Once after surgery, my husband and I attended his office Christmas party. I saw friends who had been to dinner at our home several times. When I waved to them, I got no response. About 20 minutes later, I went over to say hi. Their mouths fell open and their amazed response, "Laverne, we thought Henry brought someone else." Then I was quite pleased they had snubbed me. My success after weight loss surgery comes from realizing this is a lifetime journey and I have to be aware and make good choices. Also, being around others who are going through similar experiences. I am so grateful and like giving back for my good fortune. Our next model is Kim. She had a gastric bypass 3 years ago and has lost 110 pounds. So Kim had gastric bypass surgery October 7th, 2008. She's lost a total of 110 pounds. She had high blood pressure prior to surgery. That's resolved. Her cholesterol has improved and it's actually resolved. She has normal cholesterol. She also has resolution of borderline diabetes and improved asthma symptoms. So this is what Kim writes. This year's motto is forward thinking. Forward, looking forward, moving forward. As I am coming up on my 3-year surgery celebration, I now realize how important letting go of past habits, past body images, and past negativity is to my future. Using this surgery as a tool has allowed me to move forward and reach beyond the narrow world I had created for myself. For me, losing the weight has given me the strength to reach out and try new things. Now it is always forward. I would like to say a few thank yous. I would like to acknowledge the support and guidance of Dr. Bassa. Thanks, Kim. I didn't put this in there. Along with the instructional tools provided by her office, which enabled me to be successful. Thank you to my sister who has always provided unconditional support and encouragement throughout my journey. And finally, my husband and kids. Every day I reap the benefit of being healthy because I know I'm a better person, mother, and spouse. Our next model is Mindy. She had a gastric bypass 2 years and 10 months ago and has lost 125 pounds. So Mindy had surgery 2 years and 10 months ago and had a gastric bypass and has lost 125 pounds. Mindy writes, "Surgery has impacted me and my life in that I am now 125 pounds lighter and I have kept the weight constant for over a year. I am healthier since surgery and I plan to keep the new healthier lifestyle going. I no longer feel the need to eat for comfort and eat only when I am hungry. My family has been affected also. The foods they were used to eating are no longer kept at home. My daughter has lost weight also, and she is making much better choices when eating and cooking. My success so far has been helped by my friends, family, coworkers, and the support of the bariatric weight loss team. Support is very important when a person decides on doing this type of procedure. It is life-changing for the entire family. My wow moment was when I changed jobs and had to buy office attire. I went to the section where I had previously bought clothes and did not fit into any of them. The sales lady was very helpful and found several outfits for me to try on, and they were single-digit clothes. The biggest change in my life since surgery is that my confidence level is higher now. I will start conversations with people that I do not know while in the store or other places. I have changed jobs since surgery and am looking forward to more changes in my life. I no longer see someone who is overweight when I look in the mirror." Our next model is Doll. She had a gastric bypass 2 years ago and has lost 110 pounds. Doll had gastric bypass surgery 2 years ago and has lost 110 pounds. She did have high blood pressure before surgery and no longer has high blood pressure. She writes, "What has been the biggest change in my life since surgery? Everything, from what I eat to how much I eat. I take vitamins, I exercise and exercise often. I shop in regular sizes, not women's. I feel good about myself and I am not ashamed. Since surgery, I see myself as a more confident, more healthy person who can actually do this. The biggest change is that I now have a tool to assist me in staying status quo, which is definitely something that I have never done. My heroes during this journey have been Dr. Bassa for giving me this tool, my husband for being my fashion police, my family for being supportive, and Lori for being my friend from the beginning, even in the hospital. A wow moment for me was when the skinny jeans, size 16, that I used to use to lose weight and get into were too big." Our next model is Mary. She had a gastric bypass a year and 11 months ago and has lost 140 pounds. Mary and Kim, by the way, are sisters, so if you didn't know. So Mary had her surgery, gastric bypass surgery, a year and 11 months ago, and she has lost 140 pounds. Her asthma's improved. Actually, the first time I met Mary was in the hospital when she had a bad asthma attack, and that's actually one motivating factor that probably brought her in to seek surgery. She also no longer has borderline diabetes. So Mary writes, "First, I would like to apologize to Laverne if this embarrasses her. But I think this story shows how quickly we changed during this journey. This actually occurred at last year's fashion show. You all know Laverne. She attends many of our support groups and is our support group leader. Before I get to the story, I want to thank her for all she has done for our support group and for one little tidbit of wisdom I will never forget. At one of our support groups before I had surgery, we were talking about triggers and eating bad things and how to deal with that. One of the things she said she always tries to remember is, they will still be making chips tomorrow. I think about this when making a decision about eating something not so great or passing it up. This one thing has helped me pass up many bad things during the last 2 years. Thank you, Laverne. Now on to the story. At last year's fashion show, we were all sitting in the back room waiting for the show to begin, and I was sitting there talking to Laverne when she says to me, "Where is your sister Mary at? Couldn't she make it tonight?" I laughed and said, I'm Mary. Not only did she think I was my sister Kim, she didn't recognize Kim, who was sitting right next to me. While I'm sorry that this story may embarrass Laverne a little, it makes me realize how quickly we change in such a short time. Our next model is Gina. She had a gastric sleeve a year and 10 months ago and has lost 157.5 pounds. So Gina had a gastric sleeve a year and 10 months ago and has lost 157.5 pounds. She had problems with sciatic nerve, which has improved. Now she's actually trained to run a half marathon. It's awesome. So Gina writes, "The biggest change in my life since surgery is how much more active I have become in my life. I've done several boot camps, canoed about 5 miles down the Colorado River, and I am signed up in training with Round Rock Fit for the half marathon in February. The biggest change I try to remember is that I don't have to be the perfect size, in quotations, to try to do different things. In the past, I would not have tried boot camp, canoeing, riding a Ferris wheel, bumper car, etc., because of the fear of being too big, and while I still have those thoughts, I'm willing to try it anyways. My heroes during this journey have been Laverne and the members of our support group. They remind me that this is not a fix, but a commitment to a lifestyle." Our next model is Richard. He had a gastric bypass a year and 9.5 months ago and has lost 116 pounds. I must congratulate Richard for being our only male who decided to be a part of the fashion show. Richard, you are the anchor. Thank you. So Richard had gastric bypass a year and 9.5 months ago. He's lost 116 pounds. He had joint pains, hypertension, high cholesterol, and sleep apnea all improved and actually resolved. He writes, "Since surgery, the biggest changes in my life are that I can breathe, I walk with less pain, I'm out of a rut, and sometimes my wife pinches my butt." I see myself as more positive, active, and moving forward. Surgery changed me in that it caused myself and my family to be more health conscious and more active. A wow moment for me was putting on a size 34 waist pants, considering I did wear a size 44. What has helped me with my success to this point, the simple fact that I could lose the weight, saw myself losing the weight, and continuing to maintain positive results for a year and a half. This I could never do before. I never seemed to quite get there and get it all back in the past. Our next model is Cheryl. She had a gastric bypass a year and a half ago and has lost 65 pounds. So Cheryl had gastric bypass a year and a half ago and has lost 65 pounds, and her blood pressure has resolved. Her high blood pressure has resolved. Cheryl writes, "What has been the biggest change in my life since surgery? I feel like I am a part of society. I fit in and feel like I belong. I feel so alive, and it is fun to shop with my daughter now. My weight loss has encouraged others around me to lose weight and exercise. A wow moment for me, it's been 1.5 years since surgery, and I still can't believe how full I am after eating such a small amount of food. I have wow moments every time I leave food on my plate and I don't have the urge to scarf it all down. Since surgery, I have better success when I come to support group and see my doctor on a regular basis. I just finished a 3-month vacation where I did not gain any weight. That's never happened before in my life. I was able to hold myself accountable. My doctor and support group taught me that. Thanks a million, Dr. Bassa and support group. Again, I did not put that in there, so. Actually, there's a little bit more for that, Cheryl. So my hero during this journey has been my husband, David. He stood by me for everything, drove me to appointments, took care of me after surgery, and encourages me every day, but more importantly, he loved me no matter what. Our next model is Brandy. She had a gastric bypass 10 months ago and has lost 95 pounds. Brandy had a gastric bypass 10 months ago, has lost 95 pounds, and she used to have high blood pressure and sleep apnea, both resolved. The biggest change in my life since surgery is my outlook on my life, my family, and what the future will be. I see things more positive now because of my new confidence level, which in turn rubs off onto my husband and children. I wake up in the morning knowing that today will be a good day because I'm alive and healthy. Before my surgery, I saw myself as a mom, a wife, a nurse, a sister, a daughter, and a friend. I felt like these were my purposes in life, and when I woke up in the morning, my only duty for the day was to successfully fulfill these roles. I thought I did a good job at it also. As I was deciding to have this surgery, I realized that for so many years I was not fulfilling the most important role in my life. I was not successfully being me, nor was I as successful as I thought I was as being a wife and a mother and such, because part of the success is portraying complete and true happiness. I now see myself as a confident, happy, healthy, caring woman first, that has been given the blessings of being able to be a wife, a mother, a nurse, a sister, a daughter, and a great friend. What has helped me with my success to this point? My own determination and my faith in God Himself. From the moment I listened to Laylee Martin speak at hospital orientation for my job, I knew I was going to have that surgery and I would be a success story. You are. I looked to God several times asking, God, if this surgery is meant for me, then please help me through this process. And here I am today. I am a success. Our next model is Angela, who also had a gastric bypass 10 months ago, has lost 91 pounds. Angela had a gastric bypass actually the same day as Brandy did, 10 months ago. She's lost 91 pounds and had sleep apnea before and doesn't have it anymore. My success to this point has come from understanding that this is a lifelong process and that the surgery was not the end-all be-all. I still have to work at eating healthy and making better choices. The surgery was the tool I needed to get started on my weight loss journey. I know I'm not done yet, but I'm taking one day at a time, and I will get there. It's up to me and only me. What has been the biggest change in my life since surgery? I wear short dresses now. I never did that before. I always wore long dresses so no one would see my legs. A time when someone did not recognize me after surgery, I went to work one day and ran into an old coworker that I had not seen in several years. She was having a lunch with a mutual friend that I had seen after my surgery, so she recognized me. When I approached the both of them and said hello, the woman I had not seen for years introduced herself. I said, "Ellen, I know who you are. Do you not remember me? It's Angela." She said, "Oh my God, I didn't even recognize you, Angela. You look like a different person." Our next model is Erica. She had a gastric bypass 5 months ago and has lost 55 pounds. Our next model is Deborah. She had a gastric bypass 5 months ago and has lost 75 pounds. Deborah had gastric bypass surgery 5 months ago. She's lost 75 pounds and is off all diabetic medications. She's off her high blood pressure medications and her cholesterol medications. The biggest change in my life since surgery is how good I feel. Now I go to the gym nearly every day. I started out on the treadmill for 5 minutes, and the entire time I kept wondering if anyone would notice that I wanted to stop. Now I do 45 minutes at level 6, and I can even run. A wow moment for me was when I was walking through the mall and I saw a woman in the reflection of the glass with the same shirt I was wearing. I thought to myself that she looked thin, and when I turned around I realized it was me that I was seeing. That was the first time I realized that I really had lost weight. The success I have had to this point comes from the encouragement I get from my family and friends. They are proud of me. My heroes on this journey have been my kids. They really inspired me and kept me focused. Our next model is Charmaine. She had a gastric sleeve 2 months ago and has lost 51 pounds. So Charmaine had a gastric sleeve 2 months ago and has lost 51 pounds. So Charmaine writes, "What has been the biggest change in my life since surgery? Exercise, for anyone who knows me, this is big, huge. Make no mistake, Dr. Abondo, I still hate it. And I mean H-A-T-E-I-T. But I do it, and I am beyond happy that I can and do it easily." Before surgery, our family never really ate badly, but we ate a lot. Today, we are healthier, do healthier things, eat healthier. The inside of our refrigerator looks different, healthier. We have changed how we look at food. It nourishes us now instead of using it for comfort. A wow moment for me was when we recently went to Colorado on vacation and the seatbelt on the airplane fit with extra slack. That's when I started to see it. And when we came back, one of my coworkers told me I was barely recognizable anymore. It's funny to hear. It's these NSVs that are amazing. And NSVs, non-scale victories. My hero during this journey is the man that still wants the donut. The one who got on program and lost 30 pounds with me, who took care of me after surgery, who has told me how proud he is of me every day, who makes sure I am dressed well every morning before work and that my clothes are not too big. My husband, Kinley. He has been my strength, my voice of reason when I am crazy. I owe him a huge thank you and probably a donut or 12. And our last model is Allison. She had a gastric bypass 3 weeks ago and has lost 37 pounds. Allison actually had gastric bypass surgery just 3 weeks ago. She's lost 37 pounds since then and is feeling more energy, and her blood pressure is a lot lower than it was before surgery, even just 3 weeks after. The biggest change in my life since surgery has been not feeling hungry at all. I thought that the hunger feelings would still be there, but I have a hard time consuming everything that I should be. A wow moment for me was when I put on a pair of pants that were tight before the surgery and they almost fell off. My mom and dad have been my heroes during this journey. They have been very supportive and have taken care of my son while I recover. They are proud of what I am trying to accomplish. I just wanted to thank all the models and thank you so much for doing this. I know this is a very tough thing. And you guys did a wonderful job. So let's give you guys a hand, actually. Great.